My name is Billy Chung. I am the marketing executive for Dream Movie Australia in Melbourne.
Would you like to talk about what you do? How do you get into the film distribution business?
Basically, Dream Movie has already started the distribution business in Asia, Southeast Asia. So they wanted to expand into Australia, namely the main states in Australia. So because I'm already doing a lot of media work in Melbourne, such as radio, some hosting work, presenting. So they find that I would be the person to be the contact point for all the Melbourne promotions and advertising work. So that's how I got involved in the first place. In fact, my first film with the company was last year in April. It was Jackie Chan's Shinjuku incident.
Okay, so for what you do, what are the common themes for the films that you're bringing that would attract the locals?
Basically, we brought about more than 10 films already into Melbourne. We try to bring in at least once a month. Sometimes we overlap depending on what films are out at the moment. Our main theme has always been Asian blockbusters, where that could be from Hong Kong, China, or so at the moment we've got Taiwan and Thailand covered. For example, we had Monga, that was back in just last month, and also we got coming up in some of the Thailand blockbusters as well. So I would say our main theme would be action blockbusters, and then we do have the comedies, which we'll have, for example, in Chinese New Year. So we had the 72 Tenets of Prosperity, and also Just Another Pandora Box. I mean, some of the comedies we try to aim for all ages, but one of the main ones that we do is also the history films. We had the founding of the Republic last year. That coincide with the 60th anniversary of China. So some of these massive production and also historical film has always been one of our themes as well.
So would you be targeting more towards the Asians or more towards the locals?
Well, primarily all our films are actually in the mother language, whether that could be Cantonese or Mandarin or Taiwanese, for example, in Monga. So our main target audience would definitely be Asians. However, that does not rule out all the Westerners or Australians who want to watch, because we do have subtitles in all the movies. We have Chinese and English subtitles. And with some of the movies, because they're big names, we've got Jackie Chan, we've got Louis Koo, Daniel Wu, people like that. I think most of the Western audience would also be familiar with our films. So I would say we'll target pretty much a broad range. Now, one of the reasons we show it in mainstream cinema, especially in the city, it's to cater for that sort of audience, so that people can Google online, they can check the website. So it's pretty much a mainstream thing, not just limited to pockets of Asian communities or things like that. So definitely mainstream.
So how do you go about selecting the films to be screened? Like, what factors do you consider?
Factors we would consider is definitely what we consider as a blockbuster, whether that's in Australia, but also in the home country. So if we know that something that's really going to sell in China or Hong Kong, that would definitely be one of the factors to bring it over to Australia. Now, you also notice that our films, they screen around the same time, if not the same day as the opening. So that would also be the number one factor that we would consider, because we want the audience in overseas to be opening on the same day, so that there's less piracy, there is more of a chance for them to experience the vibe, the buzz that surrounds the movie. For example, our latest one, the Ip Man 2, we would choose that because there's just so much publicity prior to that, and we all know we anticipate it to be a really good film, and hence one of the factors we would choose that over other films around that time, because as you can see, we could only fit maybe one or at most two within the same month. So carefully selecting one of the blockbusters would be our number one priority.